Greetings. My name is David Zokaitis, and I'd like to talk about how we could dedicate our meetings. Now this, of course, kind of presupposes that I'll be mayor in a little over a year, but you got to plan ahead. So I'd like to look at how things happen currently before recommending changes. And currently, it is our practice here to open meetings with a prayer to the Christian God, and then a Pledge of Allegiance. So often when you think about these kind of things, you wonder, what about separation of church and state, and how does that relate to prayer at public meetings? So I looked at the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The First Amendment has a brief mention and just says that Congress shall make no law regarding an establishment of religion. Well, that's all it says. It doesn't say no prayer in public meetings. It says don't make a law. So by that reading of our Constitution, prayer at a public meeting, thoroughly constitutional, quite okay. And then we move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Now I went through our Pledge of Allegiance with a fine-tooth comb, and here's this clause here: we pledge allegiance to the flag and then to the republic. So if you think about that, it's giving more emphasis to the flag than to the people behind the republic. And I happen to think it should be the other way around. We do need loyalty to groups, and we do need loyalty to individuals, and the need for both kinds of loyalty seems to be lost in this pledge. I also thought about the social context of other clauses in our Pledge of Allegiance. This one in particular, one nation under God, sounds really marvelous until you look around and you see all these nasty things that the leadership of our country does. And then we say one nation under God. If this was described as a goal instead of a present reality, I'd be behind it 100%. But to say that our nation is one nation under God, when you look upon wars fought for unjust cause, it doesn't sit very well with me. I also looked at the social context behind the with liberty and justice clause. It's the same kind of problem. Our government protects massively large crimes and prosecutes the teeny-weeny ones. That's not liberty and justice for all. So I've got some issues here. And then I thought, well, you know, we've got an invocation, a prayer, a pledge. Maybe we should mush these together and come up with a dedication instead to simplify things ever so slightly. And of course, I like to take disparate ideas and my analysis and glue it all together and come up with a plan. It's no good to complain. You always have to have a good plan. So when I'm mayor, assuming of course that I am mayor, I get to write the first dedication, and it will have some grounded aspirations, some marvelous goals like loyalty, truth, justice, and compassion. And we're not going to fib about saying we have these now, but they will be described as aspirations. And then I've got this great friend of mine who's an atheist and happens to also be my daughter, and I'd like her to write the second dedication. And I don't know any Muslims right now, but I would like to draft one into writing the third dedication. And the goal of all of this is to have a very broad, very open, inclusive government to represent everybody. That's what we need to do. And then for the next 8 months, I'm hoping that we rotate through who's the officiator, so then during those next 8 months, the duty and the honor of taking care of the dedication will go to the officiating counselor. And so that will help with the open, inclusive government frame of mind that I think is so important to us. And I like to close my 5-minute speeches here with some beauty upon the earth, and it's a local picture, and don't forget to keep dreaming and smiling, trying to enjoy life.
David, thank you.